Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to have a look at some reveals to Obsidian Flames, and these are big reveals. These are good reveals. These are reveals we needed to know about. Because what this does is give us concrete information that cards are being included into Obsidian Flames that we weren't sure whether they were going to be included or not. It is, to be frank, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a big deal. Let's have a gander, shall we? Let's start off with the lovely folks over at Gaming Bible. I've got to know our lovely Tom over at Gaming Bible lately. He's a lovely man. And he's gone and given us, or Gaming Bible have gone and given us, this reveal. It's Decidueye. It's lovely. We like Decidueye. Decidueye's cool. But here's the thing. Decidueye isn't a card from Ruler of the Black Flames over in Japan. Now, general rule, as always, we've got certain Japanese sets that are being mashed into our set. So, generally speaking, we tend to have 2 or 3 sets. We've actually got 1 set here. Like, Ruler of the Black Flame is just being taken and made into Obsidian Flames over here. We've got a single Japanese set. That is all that is happening. Now, that is very interesting because it means we need to get more cards. We need more cards to make up to a full-size set. There aren't going to be enough cards in Ruler of the Black Flame to give us a full English set. But this Decidueye isn't from Ruler of the Black Flame. This Decidueye is from the EX Start decks. And that is a very big piece of news, ladies and gentlemen, because it tells us conclusively that we are getting the EX Start decks, or at least some of them, in our Obsidian Flame set. That is happening. That is now confirmed. There are some others. We'll look at them in a moment. But we have official confirmation from the lovely folks over at Gaming Bible that this is coming. And that is lovely, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely lovely. Now, as what Decidueye does, it is a stage 2. That does need to be borne in mind. We've got the ability Total Freedom. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. If this Pokemon is on the bench, switch it with your active Pokemon. Or if this Pokemon is in the active spot, switch it with one of your bench. You basically get to switch in and out of the active as you like. It's a very nice ability, but it's one of those which is a bonus rather than something which you're going to need to do all the time. It's not, okay, you'll probably use it a lot, but it's not the reason to play Decidueye. It is a bonus of playing Decidueye. We've then got 2 energy hunting arrow, 130, plus 30 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's actually for 2 energy pretty good, but the fact that this is a stage 2 worries me. I like the ability, and I like the attack, but I worry the attack doesn't actually do enough damage, and I worry this is another one of those where, because it's a stage 2, it's going to end up not seeing enough play, and I don't know, I kind of like this. This kind of makes me happy. But I do worry it's actually not going to be good enough, and I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I am sorry. They did reveal the other 2 cards I should mention as well, the Decidueye and the Dartrix to go along with it. So yay! Some of these cards incidentally were revealed in other languages, but I'm only going to be looking at the English one. Well, we've got the English ones. I'm going to be looking at the English ones. We don't always have the English ones. But we do have the English Victini, which was revealed by GameReactor.no. And this is cool. We've got Victini EX, and it is again the Victini from the EX Start deck over in Japan. Now, we've got single energy, 30 damage, switch to the bench. This one's actually kind of cool. It's a basic hit and run Pokemon. And basically, these basic hit and run Pokemons tend to be pretty good, because you can throw up a wall, something like a Klefki, for instance, that blocks abilities, and you're chipping away. You try and find tools, etc., which do a bit more damage, but you're chipping away while always making sure that you've got a Pokemon in the active, which is going to frustrate your opponent and make sure they're not winning the game. I fear it's not quite good enough, but there is at least a bit of potential in that way. We've then got 2 fire, 1 colorless energy, 220, During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. That's not a problem. We've seen a million Pokemon over the years that couldn't attack next turn. Nobody cared. I mean, we're not even going back that far, but Volcanion EX couldn't attack next turn. That was amazing. It's a fairly old, but not that old example. There's a million others. Do remember that in terms of getting the energy, we can get one extra energy using Magma Basin, but we can't get another. Not cheating easily, I mean. Which is kind of annoying, honestly. So, yeah, if there was a way to get that third energy on in one turn, I would adore this Victini. As it is, getting all three energy in one turn from scratch is a bit of a pain, but it's still a nice little attack. Free energy 220. That KOs Pokemon V. That's pretty cool. Worth noting, they also did reveal the Armarouge, which comes from that same Victini EX start deck over in Japan. It's not particularly good, but if it's active and damaged by an attack, you get burn. Or your opponent gets burn, I suppose, is more accurate. Again, it's not a reason why anyone's really going to play it, but it's a cool little card which is unique and has been revealed, so I thought it was worth having a little bit of a gander. The other English one that's gone and been revealed is Clefable. We've got a couple others which are annoyingly not in English, but we do have an English version of the Clefable. Now, this was revealed by IGN Nordic. Nordic.ign.com, and this is another one from these EX start decks. And look, we're getting to the stage now where we haven't actually seen all of them. We'll go through the ones we haven't seen in a moment, but I do think at this stage it's very, very fair to presume that we are getting all of them, because it would be weird, unless maybe they take one or two to use as promos. That has been done before, but unless they're specifically taking some to use as promos, I think at this stage we can say they're setting out their stall. These are going to be coming in Obsidian Flames. Now, Clefable's actually got a really nice ability, Lunar Zone. All your Pokemon with Psychic Energy attached have no retreat cost. For what it's worth, it doesn't say basic Psychic Energy, it just says Psychic Energy. So if you're using something like Luminous Energy, for instance, assuming you don't have another special energy attached to that Pokemon, or if you're using Reversal Energy, assuming you are behind on prizes and it is attached to an Evolved Non-EX, because these all have little kind of extra things you have to think about, then yes, they will counter Psychic Energy, and yes, you will get free retreat using them, which is pretty gosh darned cool. So yay! So yeah, this is it's a nice ability. It's on a stage 1, but it is a nice ability. Free retreat is great. We've then got free energy 170, and you may move any amount of psychic energy from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon in any way you like. It does not say from this Pokemon, it says from your Pokemon, so unless you completely rearrange the psychic energy on the field, there is at least a little bit of potential here. We also saw the Yukimori Clefairy, which is from this deck, be revealed, and the Cleffa was revealed. Now, Cleffa is not from the EX deck. That is from Ruler of the Black Flame over in Japan. It is also one of our pre-release promos, although it does obviously have alternate art in the pre-release promo. But it's kind of cool that we saw all of those get revealed. Also, the Cleffa 0 energy draw 2, you got 7 cards in your hand. It's got 30 HP and is going to be KO'd like instantly, but it's still a very cool card. Now, we also saw the reveal over on Pokemaster.es, of Miraidon and Koraidon, and I'm very upset because I want the English versions of these cards. Now, I don't know how telling it is, but when these decks were put up for sale on the Pokemon Center online over in Japan, Miraidon was the only one that sold out quickly. Take of that what you will. Now, I do read a little bit of Spanish, but I think my Japanese is better than Spanish. But I've got the Japanese and Spanish scans here, so I think I can tell you what they do. Now, Miraidon for a single energy lets you draw 2 cards and do 20 damage. For single energy on a basic, I really like this. Dealing damage while drawing cards is good. Also, check out the 0 retreat. Very nice bonus. And then for free energy, 150, and you get to attach a basic lightning energy from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon, which is again pretty gosh darn cool. We like this. I actually really like this attack. I like both of these attacks. I like this card. I think is probably more appropriate at this stage. I think this is incredibly cool. And let's not forget we've got Electric Generator, which can help you to get the energy on there a bit earlier, and you're accelerating energy using the attack. So you essentially use Electric Generator to get the energy onto Miraidon, and then use Miraidon to get the energy onto the others while KOing weaker Pokemon or evolving Pokemon in the early game. I can see why this is the one that sold out fastest. As for the Koraidon, not such a fan of this one, honestly. I don't think it's quite as good. For a single energy, you've got 20 damage, and choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon, do 20 damage to each of them. And for free energy, 230, and this Pokemon does 30 to itself. The fact that it is now easier for me to read Japanese cards than Spanish cards, when I studied Spanish in school until I was like 16, and actually had a working knowledge of Spanish for a while, makes me incredibly happy. Now, if we have a look at one of the, what's called a hero visual from the official website, you'll notice that there is also a Greninja and a Houndoom that we've not mentioned yet. As far as I am aware, and as always, please correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but as far as I am aware, they are the 2 which haven't been revealed. There is a chance they're not in the set. Again, until we've actually seen them revealed, we cannot say they're definitely in the set. That would be wrong, literally and figuratively. But I think at this stage, we can't say they're in, but I do think it's fair to say that it's overwhelmingly likely that they're going to be in. I think that's a fair phrase to use. But at this stage, some of you are going to go, hang on a second, Wassy. Just the other day, you told us there were 2 extra decks, and I did. There are 2. You can buy random versions, what's called Omakase decks, and you can buy random versions of the decks, which could give you a Terror EX, one of which is Greedent, and Greedent was revealed by Pokemon trainer Chris, who tweeted at me when I tweeted about my Ice Cube reveal yesterday. They tweeted at me being like, hey, I got revealed too. I am delighted, because seriously, right, we're all big, massive Pokemon nerds here, okay? Getting these revealed is such a cool thing, and I'm so thankful to the Pokemon Company for allowing me to do it, and I'm just delighted, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, shout out to Pokemon trainer Chris for getting the Greedent reveal. That is extremely cool. We've got single energy, never ever enough. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can either draw them or discard them and draw 3 more. Really quite good draw power, I should point out. And then we got free energy, slip and roll, 210 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use slip and roll. You can actually still use the first attack, but also, right, bear in mind here that we just talked earlier about the fact that not attacking the next turn at all on a Pokemon is really not a big deal. The reason is you can basically just flick to the bench, come back active, and then you're a quote-unquote new Pokemon, and then you can just go and do what you like. So, Greedent is extremely cool. I love this card. And this is, like I say, another one of those ones which they're in the start decks in Japan. We didn't know if we were going to be getting them. We now are. Of course, at this stage, we need to mention that the other one is Dragonite. That was the other fancy one we got. Not been revealed yet. Doesn't mean it's not coming in the set. And as I've said quite clearly, I think it's overwhelmingly likely that it is in the set. However, we do need to mention that as it stands at the moment, we haven't seen confirmation it's in the English set. So we need to hold our horses a little bit. I'm expecting it to be in there. But until we actually see it, we need to just wait a moment. So there we go. We have actually seen 7 of the 9 be revealed, which is no, I'm lying to you. It's 6 of the 9. I forgot about Melmetal. I'm a bad person. I forgot about Melmetal EX. And there's clearly 10, not 9. Right. Final answer. We have seen 6 of the 10. There we go. We haven't seen Greninja, Houndoom, and Melmetal from the first lot of decks, and we haven't seen Dragonite from the Omakase version of the deck. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but we got there in the end. So we've seen 6 out of 8. I am very much expecting the other 4 to be in there. I cannot actually tell you that they are, because I don't know, but I think it's pretty gosh darn likely. But the fact that these cards are in there is a big deal. Now you know, and now it's over to you guys. Which of these cards are you excited about? Which ones are you looking forward to? Which ones are you going to be playing with? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Ali, who's one of our, I think, in fact, our newest supporter, but seems to be a very lovely person, so shout out to them for all the support. But by far the most, and hopefully being a lovely person, but by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.